Oh, fourth graders, I am so glad you're here. I've been working on all these envelopes and it tastes disgusting. I don't know if you've ever had to lick an envelope. Not my favorite. Mrs. Lawson here, and we are starting a new book today, fourth graders. It is called A Tale of Two Poggles, and it is a good one. So just by taking a second and looking at this front cover, what do you think this is going to be about? Yeah, there. If we got a little close up of this sign, we have nether Poggle this way, and we've got this bird, and you've got upper Poggle this way with these birds. So can we make a guess about what these towns are like? Yeah, these birds look a little bit nicer than this bird. He looks kind of like he's having some problems. So let's look at our learning intention today. We are learning to analyze the characters in the story to understand the author's ideas. We know we are successful when we can identify the characters in the story, find details that describe the characters, then really focus and describe those main characters. Our first vocabulary word is engineer. So an engineer is a person who plans, builds, or maintains complicated machines. So their job is to work with these machines. What is this vocabulary word, fourth graders? Yeah, it's scornful. So it says the actress gave the paparazzi a scornful glare before walking on by them. So what do you think that means? Yeah, it is to think unworthy or of notice or they're beneath them. So you do not think those people are important. You think you are very important. So for your foundational practice today, you are doing a fluency read and you're still focusing on those words from French. So you have native, refuge, and guys, this is a cool one. It's in the Okefenokee Swamp. So you may think that getting stuck in a swamp is the last thing you would want to do, but think again. Can't wait for you to see all the cool things that happen in the swamp. So as we saw in our learning intention, we're really focusing on those main characters. So these are the main characters that we're learning about today. Very interesting people. So chapter 1, no fun in Nether Poggle. Let's get that spotlight ready. Once there was a small town called Nether Poggle, and I wish I could tell you that it was a lovely place to live, but it wasn't. Most Nether Poggle people were bored, or sad, or both, and this is why. In the middle of the town was a factory called Grabber's Envelopes. All day, every day, Grabbers made envelopes. Brown, gray, and white ones, from the largest to the tiniest and all sizes in between. They made nothing else, only envelopes. And thousands of envelopes were made in the factory every week and sent away to the shops. The factory was long and gray and looked a little like an envelope itself. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you can see the envelope here and then my envelope. How cool. Most of the adults in Nether Poggle worked at Grabber's Envelopes. They didn't like it there because the work was boring, the factory was cold, and they didn't get paid very much. But there weren't many other places to work nearby. There was no train station in Nether Poggle and not even a bus stop. So people in Nether Poggle were stuck. Look at those people. How do you think they're feeling? There was one person in Nether Poggle who could have made the whole town much, much happier. Her name was Gloria Grabber, and she was the mayoress of Nether Poggle, which made her very important. She had the power to decide what happened in the town. Gloria Grabber was tall and thin and always very beautifully dressed. She owned the envelope factory. If you ever wanted to do anything new or different in Nether Poggle, you had to ask her first. Can we have a children's playground in Nether Poggle? No, it would cost far too much money. Can we have a bus ride to the beach one day in the summer? And take a day off? Certainly not. Can we have wireless connection in the town or a cafe with internet access? What? Gloria Grabber hated the internet more than anything, and Nether Poggle did not have access to the internet because she wouldn't allow it. She hated cell phones too, so there were no cell phone towers near Nether Poggle, which meant cell phones didn't work there. She said that nobody should send emails or text messages. They should write letters by hand, put them in envelopes, and mail them. In Nether Poggle, even postcards had to be sent in envelopes. When Nether Poggle School sent letters home to the children's parents, every single page had to be put in its own individual envelope. Gloria Grabber made the rules, and what she loved most was money and envelopes. She had always made money by selling envelopes. One wet morning in February, Gloria Grabber went to Nether Poggle School to talk to the children at an assembly. She looked very sternly down at them and talked for much too long about the importance of good handwriting, hard work, and putting letters in envelopes. But not all the children were listening. Alejandro and Nina certainly weren't listening. Alejandro was daydreaming about what he wanted to be when he grew up. I could be an astronaut, he thought, as Gloria went on talking, or a pilot, or a train conductor. Either way, I definitely don't want to work in an envelope factory. Nina was thinking about what she wanted to be when she grew up too. She wondered about being an engineer, or an inventor, or a game designer. I want to make things work, she thought. Whatever I do, I know I don't want to work in an envelope factory. And finally, said Gloria Grabber, your teachers have told me that today they want you to write a story about what you would like to be when you grow up. Nina and Alejandro's eyes suddenly lit up, and they started listening. You might want to be like me and have your own factory, she said, or you might like to come and work for me. Alejandro and Nina groaned very quietly. So off you go, children, and write your lovely stories, said Gloria Grabber, and I will give a wonderful prize for the very best ones. Chapter 2, Prizes or Punishment. That evening, Alejandro sat at the kitchen table and wrote a long story all about flying and driving and going into space. He wrote about driving trains up and down hills and through tunnels. Nina went home and wrote all about the wonderful machines she wanted to make. Machines that whirled, rolled, whizzed, and shone. The next week, Gloria Grabber came to school to talk to the children again. I've read all your lovely, exciting stories, she said, and many of you chose to write about how much you would like to work in my factory. She paused. But I think the very best stories were written by Alejandro Mendez and Nina Penn. Everyone cheered and clapped while Alejandro and Nina looked at each other with surprise. Gloria Grabber gave a sneaky smile. And I have such wonderful prizes for you, said Gloria with a knowing look. Alejandro and Nina wondered what the prize would be. Would it be a visit to an amusement park? Or a gift card for their favorite bookstore in Upper Poggle? Even a trip to Upper Poggle would be good. The prize, said Gloria, her smile widening, is to spend a whole day visiting my factory. Thank you very much, said Alejandro and Nina, realizing now why they had won the prize. They tried to sound polite. They were very disappointed. Gloria Grabber frowned at them and gave a scornful look. I am the Lady Mayoress, she said. You may call me Madam Mayoress. Yes, Madam Mayoress, said Alejandro and Nina, but it didn't matter what they called her. It was still a really rotten prize. Never mind, said Nina to Alejandro later. I guess we'll see what our mom and dads do all day. Oh, yes, grumbled Alejandro, sorting envelopes. That'll be fun. So, what conclusion, we're making an inference, can we draw about the prize Alejandro and Nina win. What do you guys think? Why do you guys think they won that prize? Those are some really good ideas. Great job, fourth graders. So what we are going to focus on today is really digging deep and looking at those characters. So we are going to analyze a character by determining his or her traits and what information supports these conclusions. So the person we're going to focus on today is Gloria Grabber. So let's figure out what trait we can use to describe her. There was one person in Nether Poggle who could have made the whole town much, much happier. Her name was Gloria Grabber, and she was the mayoress of Nether Poggle, which made her very important. She had the power to decide what happened in the town. Gloria Grabber was tall and thin and always very beautifully dressed. So, what do we learn about her? She is controlling. She wants to be in charge of everything. So the very first piece of evidence we have is she decides everything that happens in the town. Let's look at the next thing. So they're coming to her on this page for what? Yeah, they want a playground. So she refuses things that they want because every time she goes, nope, certainly not. What? So she is like, no way. So she's refusing the people what they want. So she's in control and she's saying no. What else do we notice? Yeah, guys, I have to ask you, would you want to live in Nether Poggle? I can't imagine no internet, no cell phones. So we learned that she banned the internet and cell phones. I can't believe it. So she's controlling, she's keeping them in line and telling them what they have to do. She also made the rules down here. When you send a letter home, you have to put every single page in its own envelope so that you're buying more envelopes and she's making more money. Kind of crazy. So she makes rules for using envelopes. So another thing we just learned, guys, she is so greedy. She wants all the money and all she thinks about is herself. And the first clue we got about that was in her name, Gloria Grabber. She's taking stuff for herself. She is selfish. And then we're looking back at this page. Can we have a children's playground? No, it would cost far too much money. So she's not willing to pay to give the kids somewhere fun to play. And that's kind of sad. Not the best priorities, right? What is another thing that shows she is greedy and selfish? She always made money by selling envelopes. So it says down here, she hated cell phones, Gloria Grabber hated the internet more than anything. So they didn't have the internet. She hated cell phones. They didn't have cell phones. She said that nobody should send emails or text messages. In Nether Poggle, even the postcards had to be sent in the mail. When Nether Poggle schools sent home letters, here we go. Gloria Grabber made the rules. And what she always loved most was money. There it is right there, straight from the text. So I'm going to put it in quotation marks. What she loved most was money. So just like that, we have evidence to support our trait that we picked, and we can describe Gloria Grabber with detail now. So it says, assess whether the author develops, this is a tough question, let's talk through it together, Alejandro and Nina as unique individuals or more as the same person. So what this is asking, fourth graders, is when you read about this story today, do you feel like Alejandro and Nina are different people or kind of the same? What did the author do with those two people? So let's look back. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of scrolling back, sorry. So when we were reading at the very beginning about them, it says here, Alejandro and Nina, so she put their names together. They weren't listening, they were daydreaming. So she's kind of lumping them together. But then she does have them choose different jobs that they're interested in. And we see that here in this chapter. So they're both sitting down at the same time. So they're similar, but they have different dreams. So he wants to be an astronaut and she wants to work with machines. So at the end of the day, what do you guys think? Are they more alike or are they more different? So I feel like it's kind of what I already said. They have different dreams, but overall, they're pretty much lumped together. Most of the text, it's Alejandro and Nina. Alejandro and Nina. And they both have the same desires. They both want different jobs. So she's really making them pretty similar. For your reading response today, fourth graders, we are going to do, how would you compare Alejandro and Nina's attitudes about their futures? How are they similar? I love this story, and I am so excited that I got to read with you today, fourth graders, and I can't wait till we get to do this again. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.